Enzorecto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Sino nga ba si Congresswoman Jinky Beatrix Luistro? Don't you get frustrated sometimes na yung mga katabi nyo dyan sa Kongreso, abogado pa man din? Katulad nyo, ha? Pero parang hindi ganun kabuti magtanong.
I'm sorry, Casey, but I feel otherwise because to be honest with you, I am so inspired joining this team, the Quad-Comm, the young guns, and even the chairpersons who are leading the investigation. The way I see it, we are diverse people, diverse investigators, diverse members of the House, which when gathered together make a powerful impact in as far as the investigation is concerned.
Do you get to talk amongst yourselves? Nag-uusap pa muna kayo na bago kayo sumalang na, kung Jinky ito line of questioning mo. Kung Benny, itong line of questioning mo. Kung Zia, dito ka papasok. May ganun ba kayo?
Somehow we do have a short informal discussion, at least for me to share what will be my interest this time, what will be my colleagues' interest of questions with respect to one particular investigation. We just avoid having duplication, no? Kasi we understand our interpellation is limited to 5 minutes only.
Parang hindi. Parang hindi
ba?
nagiging 5 minutes. Oo.
And sometimes it is too frustrating na yung gustong-gusto mong itanong, biglang na itanong na nung mga kasama mo.
Correct.
So there are times that I volunteer, sinasabi ko agad doon sa mga chairs, I want to focus on this topic. So it will be automatic on the part of the other kongs to focus on some other topics. Marami naman kasing pwedeng pag-usapan at itanong, especially we have a number of resource speakers in every schedule of the investigation.
In the Quad-Comm, there are established names already. No?
I know.
At tapos may young guns din.
Yeah.
Parang ikaw yung hindi, and then there are new faces, younger than you know. How did you pierce through that bubble? Nahirapan ba kayo? Because you kind of seem as if you're at home in Congress.
I didn't know that I look like at home.
May kababa na parang, was there also sort of some tentativeness na parang, how do I establish my person here? How do I how do I make myself distinct from the others?
I don't think I became conscious about how I establish myself or the impression that I want the people to get from me. I prefer focusing on the issue on hand during the investigation. As a matter of fact, kahit nga yung tinatanong ko I sometimes disregard their personality, their person, and focus instead on the issue on hand. One time, Casey, I was asked, are you anti-Harry Roque? And then I said, no, I am never an anti-Harry Roque. Whenever I raise questions, I never go against the person. I go against the issue.
Which is one of the questions I really wanted to ask you, because you were also a victim of malice and yung mga sabi-sabi, hindi ba? Which we're going to talk about later on. Pag meron kang kaharap, at marami na rin tayong nakitang mga pagdinig, Kongreso man yan or sa Senado, na nakasira talaga ng buhay ng tao, ng resource person, no? Are you conscious of that? Do you take that into consideration? And is that why you're just focusing on the issue and not on the personality?
I believe yes. I do not want to be very personal against the resource speakers. That's why I always maintain my questions to be within the parameter, within the boundary of the issues, rather than the personal issues of the person.
Is this, can you attribute that to what you and your husband experienced many years back. Those two rape charges.
I don't think that they are directly related to that. Perhaps that has been my position, my personality ever since I engaged in various committee hearings in the House, even before Quad-Comm, no? But you've mentioned about the cases that my husband and I went through, no? It brought a lot of impact to my life, to my family's life. And nakikita ko siya sa social media ngayon, Casey. Every time that I interpolate, lumalabas lagi yung fabricated cases of rape ng asawa ko. With the branding that tinago ko ang asawa ko,
Yes.
I evaded the law.
That's what's going around. That here you are holding people to account, and yet you told your husband to hide and not face these charges when they were filed against him. Talaga bang tinago niyo yung asawa niyo?
Yes. Tinago ko po ang asawa ko. It is because I needed to step back. So, hindi po totoo na I evaded the law. I just needed to step back because I needed to prepare my husband. I needed to prepare my young children then. I needed to prepare my kababayan in Mabini. Kasi may kaso yung mayor nila, di ba? And rape case is a very scandalous case, no? As soon as I believe that all of them are prepared already, I made my husband make voluntary surrender before the court. Na-arraign po siya. We attended the pre-trial. As a matter of fact, we filed a petition for bail. That's why he was able to get his temporary liberty. The prosecution was able to present their evidence. And from our end, the accused, we also presented our evidence. And we were able to prove, Casey, that the complainant is a fictitious personality. At first, I felt so frustrated because being a lawyer, a member of the bar, kabaro ko yung fiscal eh. Kabaro ko yung judge eh. How come that they were able to have this case, a warrant of arrest is issued, and the complainant is inexistent? We verified her identity with PSA, the Philippine Statistics Authority, with SHED, with DepEd, with COMELEC, and even with her alleged place of birth. I think it's in Bacoor, Cavite. Her identity is totally inexistent. And then when I go over the documents of the court and even of the prosecution, all the notices are returned to sender. The notices to the complainant, the notices to my husband, everything are returned to sender. Ibig sabihin, the address which is being used for my husband is erroneous. And the address that was submitted by the complainant is inexistent as well. As a matter of fact, to finish the first fabricated case of rape, the court rendered a decision dismissing the case with prejudice. Ibig sabihin, they cannot refile the case. And we were able to overwhelmingly establish that there is no complainant at all.
At all. Okay.
But it's so hard to believe, Casey, di ba? They went through the preliminary investigation. They went through the judicial determination of probable cause. They issued the warrant. And there is no person complaining my husband. At first, I was thinking to go against them, to file the necessary administrative cases. Pero when I started assuming my office as Congresswoman of Batangas 2nd District, and I saw the courage and the dedication of the people in the DOJ, which heads the preliminary investigation processes, most especially under the leadership of Secretary Boying. I submitted myself that perhaps this is an isolated case. Siguro naman, mas maraming fiscal at mas maraming judges ang tapat sa kanilang tungkulin. This happened after the two complaints. The second complaint happened 2 weeks after the court granted my husband's petition for bail. So, ibig sabihin, kakabalik lang niya ng Mabini, kaka-assume lang ulit niya ng kanyang office as mayor of Mabini. We discovered another rape case. I honestly believe that these people will not leave any footprint, no? Pero, tao lang naman tayo, sino bang gagawa sa atin yan? Only people who have bad feelings, negative feelings about us. And yes, I do acknowledge that it is possible na politika din ang dahilan.
Pero ang dami niyong mga kasama sa Kongreso ngayon na miyembro ng Committee of Silence. Noong mga panahong maraming namamatay, maraming kailangang dapat nakapagsalita para sa taong bayan, and yet they chose to remain silent. How do you feel about that? That you're with them, they're your colleagues. Isa sila sa mga naging miyembro ng Committee of Silence.
I wish to speak for myself, Casey, no? Kasi iba yung panahon noon, iba yung panahon ngayon. Kumbaga, I do not want to prejudge kung anong naging standpoint nila. For today, I welcome the opportunity na marami sa ating mga kababayan, not only the members of the House, are really speaking out. The truth, the things that happened in the past, to ferret out the truth and give justice sa mga tao na natapakan.
Mga kabunyog, mga kababayan, mula pa man po ng grabing pananalanta ng Bagyong Christine sa inyo pong mga financial donations at donations in kind, ay kaagad pong nakatulong ang Attorney Enzo Recto at ang bunyog sa ating pong mga kababayan dito sa Naga City, Camarines Sur at Bicol, na mahagi po tayo ng mga hot meal sa mga sinalanta. At kahit po baha pa, sinuong po natin ito upang maipahatid sa bahay-bahay ang inyo pong mga pinadalang tulong. Nang humupa na po ang baha, lalapwa nating pinalawak ang pamimigay ng mga relief pack sa mga nangangailangan. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. Ngayon ay nasa rehabilitation stage na po ang ating mga kababayan. Patuloy pa rin po ang pagpapaabot sa akin ng mga request ng kanilang mga pangangailangan. Kung gusto po ninyong patuloy pang makatulong, bukas pa po tayong tumanggap ng mga financial donations at kahit po mga donations in kind. Ang sabi ko po, hanggat may natatanggap pa rin po akong tulong mula po sa inyo, patuloy pa rin po itong ating proyekto. Napakaraming salamat po muli sa inyo.
May hulanong salita na ang ibig sabihin dito ay ang pagkakaisa.
Bunyog Party List.
Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na. Halika na, Bunyog Party List ka na.
Sa susunod, ang atinang suportahan, Bunyog Party List, nagtataguyod ng katotohanan, lumalaban para sa bayan.